Greetings, I'm Nizar Juma and I am the founder of the Blue Company Project. We formed the Blue Company Project about 2 years ago. The purpose of this project is that we want to encourage people and companies in the private sector to ensure that their companies and organizations are run without corruption.
I can say a shaming thing about our country. We always appear among the top 10 most corrupt countries in the world, and it cannot only be about government alone. Government is on the demand side. The private sector is the supply side.
Corruption starts very far. We have this tradition whereby when you go even to some of the hotels, if they suspect you don't give tips, you're not served. That's already a corruption by itself.
We were one of the first members and we're very happy to be involved in the initiative. We have always stood for humility, transparency and accountability. And one of the early initiatives we undertook as an organization was to implement systems which ensures that our members are accountable both from within the organization and for the activities they carry out of the organization.
I've seen the terrible social consequences of corruption in my country, and fighting corruption became one of my priorities. As we all know, corruption distracts resources away from the people in need and thus contribute to poverty. I was chairman of Transparency Mauritius for several years, and today, as the deputy chairman of Jubilee Mauritius, I'm an enthusiastic supporter of the Blue Company Project.
Blue Company Project not only certifies you as that company that plays by the rules, but it also gives you pride as a Kenyan that you do things right. And we as the members, as the advisory members of the Blue Company Project, we would like to see many Kenyan companies together with their people to be proud of what they do.
Also, what is important is that we have powerful partners who, like the Bankers Association, for example, KEPSA, that is a private sector association, and Association of Kenya Manufacturers, also United Nations. All of these companies and corporations have become part of the Blue Company Project because they believe in us, and all of that is going to lead to the success of this project.
So KEPSA is the umbrella body of the Private Sector Alliance, brings together all the private sector, the associations and the corporates together on one body, and our mandate is to look at cross-cutting issues that affect the private sector and contribute to the economy. So anyone working on the corruption agenda, we are always very happy to partner with, because we know there's no one single initiative that will deal with the corruption in the country. So when Blue Company was set up, we felt this was a good partnership that we wanted to be part of. And this is basically just captains of industry who have come together, volunteered themselves and said, can we really look at transparency, accountability and integrity in business and on corruption matters. And so we're bringing KEPSA members, we're bringing the wealth of the private sector, we're bringing the knowledge of what we've done in other corruption agendas that we are part of, and working together with the Blue Company. So if we tackle corruption also in the private sector, with a regulation from government, we'll have tackled one side of corruption.
We know that every year, $6 billion are lost to corruption. That represents 7.8% of GDP in Kenya. 7.8%. Imagine, if corruption, and it's going to happen, is fought from all fronts, from the UN front, from the public front, from the private sector front. If we all align forces, which is happening now, especially with the Blue Company initiative, Kenya will be gaining this 7.8% of GDP that is losing now to corruption. And I believe this is going to happen in the next 3-4 years.
The rules to be a Blue Company member are very simple. And so the first simple rule to be a member is there has to be a declaration by the company, embedded in policy, that corruption will never be tolerated in your company. The second one is issues of gifts. Bribery comes through in form of gifts. It could be in cash, it could be in kind. Now, there has to be a declaration within the company, embedded in policy, on how to handle those gifts.
I would advise my colleagues that corruption has reached a stage when it is no longer solicitation, but coercion. And in many processes, the people who are involved have no option but to participate in corruption to carry out the activities they ought to carry out. And therefore, if we can have as many of our members as possible committed to fighting corruption, then we can jointly resist this coercion, and in doing it, we can fight corruption effectively in the country. And unless we do that, I can assure each and every member of the profession that the legal practice as a vocation within the country will have no role whatsoever, because everybody can buy his way and you need no lawyer.
It's very easy to join. There are no fees involved. There are no big audits and so on. And our secretariat will show you a very easy way to join. So please join this initiative and you will see that you can do it. It's easy.
This is a project built on walking the talk, and I'm pleased to see our company benefited from being a part of this project. Our reputation of integrity and high ethical standards attracted a growing number of customers, private and corporate, feeling safe doing business with us.
Since we joined the Blue Company Initiative, we've benefited a lot. As we talk, last year we won a lot of awards under different categories, which we believe has been propelled by our membership to the Blue Company. Also, in terms of doing business in the industry, we've gotten a lot of partnerships coming in.
For those who will join us, the benefits are one, that of course they can hold their head high up. Not only them, but it's also that we are going to have a network group purchasing together, putting all of the blue companies together, and we will support each other in buying. And I think that this is something which is very important, and in future will become a very important part of the Blue Company project. So it's not only that you will benefit by being able to advertise that you are blue, but also benefit from group purchasing.
If we all join the Blue Company, I think corruption will just die, because we feed the corruption.
As CPF, we are very proud to be members of the Blue Company Initiative.
Companies will benefit because they will be part of this network of certified oversight and compliance officers. Kenya will become our champion, and this champion is going to support other champions in West, Central Africa, and even in Latin America to exchange best practices. My view is that in the next 2 years, by the end of next year, the Blue Company Initiative will become a model worldwide of the fight against corruption.
Customers and the public at large now know that corruption has no chances at all with Jubilee. This is a central pillar of our good results.
Our children are growing up today thinking that it's okay to be corrupt. And what we are trying to do is to reverse this trend and say, no, it is not okay to be corrupt. And we want them to grow up saying corruption is wrong, and we can do without corruption. If we can get rid of this vice or this disease, our country will come up. I think in the next 5 or 10 years, it will become the norm to be corruption-free. And I think a lot of companies that are corrupt now will be embarrassed to look at their past and say, we were corrupt at one time. But that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to encourage companies in the private sector and then also in the government sector to also feel that it's fashionable to be corruption-free.
I'm George Oraro, Senior Counsel, Oraro & Company Advocates. I am blue.
My name is Carol Karaoke Karoga. I'm the CEO of Kenya Private Sector Alliance, and I am blue.
This is Amado Philip D'Andres, and I am blue.
My name is Sospita Figa, and we are blue.
I'm Jacques de Navacelle, Deputy Chairman of Jubilee Mauritius, and I'm blue.
My name is Dominic Mureithi Mathenge, and I am blue.
I'm Julius Kipngetich, Advisory Board Member of the Blue Company Project, and I am blue.
I am Dizat Juma. I am the founder of the Blue Company Project, and we are blue.